There's two things that you need to be aware of and master so you can manipulate the algorithm and destroy it. And don't listen to the people that say, hey, don't focus on the algorithm. I was one of those guys for short form videos. I kind of agree, but for YouTube, you need to play into the algorithm. If you want more reach, more views, more subscribers, more money, more anything when it comes to YouTube, you want to be a successful YouTuber or have a successful YouTube channel that brings in more business for you, you need to play into the algorithm. It's the only way it's gonna work, right? And these two things I'm about to share with you and show you how to master each one will show you how to destroy the algorithm, which means you'll be able to take over YouTube, like Nero, like Gavin, like all your favorite creators. Without further ado, let's begin, man. Let's begin. So the first thing that YouTube is dependent on is whether people click your videos or not. And if you go into your YouTube studio, there's going to be something called click-through rate, which people also call CTR. It's just a lot shorter. So anytime I say CTR, no, that means click-through rate. Now, people always go off the assumption that you need a 10% click-through rate, and they always aim for these crazy-ass numbers. You should aim for the highest number you possibly can. Let me get that out of the way. But just because you have the highest number possible doesn't mean that your video is going to do well. Of course, it's the beginning. So if you post a video and you've got like the first 48 hours of a video is pretty much the most important. It's not the do-all or end-all or be-all or end-all or whatever you niggas call it. But it's pretty much the golden hour. And I was discussing this with a client. It's like your golden time. It's the time that you want to have the highest click rate the highest CTR possible, so you can get that video pushed out and pushed into the algorithm. But YouTube is an amazing platform. Even a year later, if that video is picked up by the algorithm, it can be pushed out again. But that's a topic for another day. Your CTR, you want that to be like, I've seen CTR start off at 15%, but again, the more that video gets pushed out to people and the more people see it, the click-through rate is going to lower, right? And I see in this great example, someone say, would you rather a 10% click-through rate, which is considered high, a 10% click-through rate from 10,000 impressions, which means you've just got 1,000 people clicking on your video, or do you want a 5% click-through rate of 1 million people? I don't know what the hell the maths is on that. That's like 50,000. Yeah, that's like 50,000 if I'm correct. That's like 50,000. That's a lot more, but the click-through rate's lower. So click-through rate's not be all and end all, but you need people to click on the video to actually see your video. So there's a few things that you can do to improve your click-through rate, and there's two things mainly. There's two things. In fact, there's three. Let's say there's three. So to master your click-through rate, you need to master these three things. One is going to be your topic. Your topic can also be called your idea, whatever you want to call it. Your idea, your topic, your whatever. The reason this is important, because if the topic ain't interesting and people don't want to watch the video, they're not going to watch the video. You can do the other two things, which I'm about to show you, and you can get those absolutely 10/10 TT. Niggas ain't going to click your shit. You want a good topic. How do you find a good topic? You look for outliers. You go onto YouTube, the platform that you're creating on. It's probably the best place to look for the best outliers, because you know that it's worked before. Someone's done it before. And you might have an idea that no one's done. It's risky, because that means two things. No one's done it because it's not going to work, or you're the first person to do it and you're going to blow up. But if you want to play it safer and play more into the algorithm, look onto YouTube, download the vidIQ Chrome extension. I keep plugging these guys, but download the vidIQ Chrome extension, and now when you open YouTube, you'll see a multiplier next to each video. That will tell you how much of an outlier that video is. And an outlier is simply how much better that video performs to the channel's average. So if that channel normally gets 1,000 views on average, but they have a video that's got 100,000 views, that's clearly that's a 100x multiplier. That's a 100x outlier. So you know that topic that they've done is clearly something special. you should talk about that topic. Now you can take that idea, that topic, and switch it into your own angle. Now, once you've done that, you can move on to the second thing that matters, and that's your title. And your title is crucial because that's like your headline. You know, when people write newsline article headlines or blog headlines or your email subject, it's basically a headline. That's your hook. That's what people, if that ain't interesting, they ain't gonna click. And if they ain't gonna click, you ain't gonna get paid. You ain't gonna get your commissions. You ain't gonna get your views. You ain't gonna get your reach. You ain't gonna get the brand deals. The brands ain't gonna be happy with you. Your business ain't gonna get traffic. If no one clicks, nothing happens. So your title has to be 10-10. Now, there's a website that I use that helps you come up with headlines. It's not specific for YouTube, but it's just good generic headlines. If you type in Monster Insights Headline Analyzer, you should find it. And you can put in your title there and it will tell you how good that title is and tell you if you're missing power or emotion words, etc. But another way you can find out if the title is good or not, you can, again, go onto YouTube, look for outliers and see, are they using a title that's interesting to you? Does that title interest you? What part of that title interests you? And the good thing about this is you don't technically need to find someone in your niche or your industry that's done the same thing and copy and paste exactly what they've done. You can find other people that you just like the content of. They might not be in your industry. They might be a fitness person. You might be a business person, but their title is an outlier. The whole video is an outlier. So you look at the subjects and you're like, okay, decent subject. Then you look at the title and you're like, oh, that's a good title. And you might be like, oh, it's a good title because he's used this, this, and this. And then you just take those elements and plug it into your own title. For example, a common one that I always tell my clients to do, which you can steal, is 30 years of fitness knowledge in 27 minutes. Of course, that's for a fitness person. But if you're a business person, you might be like 25 years of business knowledge in 27 minutes or 32 minutes or however long the video tends to be. That's just the easiest way for me to put it. And the third thing that matters that affects your click-through rate is your thumbnail. Yeah. Your thumbnail. And if I was to put everything in order, I actually can't. They're equally as important as each other. Each one is equally as important, which is why YouTube is probably the hardest thing if you don't know what you're doing, because people might just fully focus on the topic and ignore the title and thumbnail. Now the video gets no clicks. They might just focus on the thumbnail but ignore the topic and title, or everything might just be misaligned. Like they think they've got everything down, but really their title's not the best it could be, or their thumbnail's not the best it could be, and because it's not aligned, they just struggle to get the clicks and the views, etc. That's why it's always nice to have like a two-man team or just another person you can go to kind of weigh up, is the video worth making, is it a good title, is it a good thumbnail, etc. But to make a good thumbnail, people are always, when you open YouTube, you've got a massive homepage, a bunch of thumbnails. The easiest way to make yours stand out is make it simplistic. There's 3 elements that you should add into a thumbnail at all times maximum. That's either your face or an object, text, and then an image. So for me, it could be, I don't know what my thumbnail is going to be exactly, but it's going to be my face, and you're going to see an image or you're going to see text. My face and an image, that's 2 elements. I could have my face, an image, and text, or I could just have my face and an image. You'll see, if you go on YouTube now, you'll see a bunch of creators that have mainly face and images, or just face and text. No one really uses all 3 because it can get a bit hectic, but if you can do it right, it can be done well and it can work. But typically it's just face and text or face and image. Now, once you've done that, the next thing you can do is increase the brightness. This is like the simplest trick. Increase your brightness. It's going to make it stand out way more. Would you even notice a dull thumbnail compared to the thousands of bright ones around it? You might be like, oh, that looks unappealing. Oh. And turn up the saturation as well. Not obviously blast it so you look orange or whatever. Turn it up a little bit. Make the colors pop. Because if it looks attractive, people are going to be more drawn to it. They're going to click on it. If you are using text, don't use more than 4 words. If you use more than 4 words, it then just becomes long. I know some people don't follow this, and that's perfectly fine, but the rule of thumb is don't use more than 4 words. And also don't repeat what your title says. Make your thumbnail text complement the title, not repeat it. And once you align all 3 of these things, you should have a good click-through rate. But as I said, a good click-through rate alone isn't going to blow up your channel. You'll have people click, but if the content inside isn't good, then it won't do well. Now you're thinking, okay, how do I make the content good? Oh, actually, how do I do this? And it's based on the second thing that I'm going to talk about. I can't lie, all this talking got my mouth hella dry, bro. And I don't know about you guys, but back in school, people used to be like, yo, this water tastes different, like different bottled water tastes different. For me, water is just water. So, and water just tastes trash. The only reason I drink water is to survive, literally. Some people like love drinking water. I just don't know how you like do it. I think I downloaded an app called Water Reminder that's meant to remind me to drink water every 2 hours. Oh boy, it's a headache, and I deep how much water I actually drink. I'm only drinking 2 liters if I'm lucky. Like, I know I should be drinking way more, but I guess I don't know if other fluids count. Like, if I'm drinking like Fanta, do I count that towards my water intake? I need to know. If you guys got the answer for me, let me know. And the second thing that you need to worry about is something called AVD. They call this AVD, which just stands for average view duration. This is the average amount of time that someone stays on your video for. Now, this is literally just as crucial as click-through rate. Because again, you might have an amazing click-through rate. They click on the video, but they watch 15 seconds and they're like, yeah, this ain't it, buddy. I'm out. They're S-ing out. They're gone. That means YouTube's going to be like, shit, we're recommending this video, but no one really likes it. Let's start recommending it because people are leaving our platform. They're closing YouTube. And I know I didn't say this at the beginning, but the only reason all these social media platforms work is because they want your attention. They want people to stay on the platform for as long as possible. So don't think they're doing you wrong because they're not recommending your video, you're shadow banned. Trust me, they don't want to shadow ban anyone unless you're talking about some political shit that obviously out of control. That's another topic. But they don't want to shadow ban people. They actually want to push your content out, but your content is just not good enough. So if you correct these 2 things, click-through rate and AVD, your content will become good in the eyes of YouTube and even Instagram and shit like that. But let's focus on YouTube. It will become good and they will push your videos out because people stay on the platform for longer, which means they will get more money from the brands. Like that's the whole point of the game. So to increase your AVD, there's 3 things you need to focus on. In fact, I'm sure there's 4. Did I write 4 down? There's 4, but the 4th one's the secret one, so stay tuned. The first one is your intro. Now on short form, niggas call it a hook, but on YouTube we call it an intro. Now your intro needs to be strong. You need to get straight to the point. An easy way and an easy framework that I give to people is just repeat what your title says. That's like a foolproof way to know that they clicked on the right video. If like this video is titled how to defeat the YouTube algorithm in 2025, I could have just repeated this is how to defeat the YouTube algorithm in 2025. Whatever your video is, just repeat the title. That's going to reassure the viewers that they clicked on the right thing. If you clicked on a video from a person that you've never heard of, never seen, you don't even know if they're credible, and you clicked on a video that says how to increase your sprint speed, and they started the video talking about 3 years ago they were bench pressing, you'll be like, nigga, what? 3 years ago you bench press it? Like, you can start the video with a story, but that story don't even sound relevant. 3 years ago I was bench pressing and, you know, I had no spotter and like the weight dropped on me and I nearly died. And they're just talking about themselves. You'll be like, why am I even here, bro? I'm gone. Like, the story might be interesting, but you'll be like, bro, I came for a sprint speed issue. I know sprint speed is probably random as hell. I'm probably thinking about FIFA as well. But correct your intro. Essentially, repeat your title. Tell them how you're going to give them the information. And then if necessary, tell them why they should listen to you. So simple. So if you're a fitness coach and your video was like 3 ways to lose fat in the next 8 weeks, 3 ways you can lose 20 pounds of fat in 8 weeks. You're going to start the video by saying, in this video, you're going to get 3 ways to lose 20 pounds of fat in the next 8 weeks, as long as you follow these 3 simple steps or these 3 simple techniques that I've used for multiple of my clients one has gone from 100, 200 pounds and they've lost 20 pounds to now they're 180 pounds in literally 6 weeks. This client, blah, blah, blah. Maybe show your clients or just show credible reasons why they should listen to you. You can do that in 30 seconds or less, and then you can get into the video. Remember, you don't want to go on about your credibility too much. If you're going on about your credibility for the next fucking 3 minutes, they're going to be like, bro, video's 10 minutes long. You're talking about your credibility in yourself for 3 minutes. Man ain't here for it. Man ain't here for it. What have I got for number 2? Number 2 is video structure. Now, I spoke about this a lot in my short form content, but your video structure it's so simple to do, but a lot of people overlook it. There's 3 ways you can structure a video. You've got a story video where you're just telling a story. You've got a list video. This is where you're listing out things that can help your ideal viewer, ideal client. And then you've got your step-by-step, which is like, follow these steps and you'll get this result. That's typically your how-to videos, right? So those are let me just write those down, because when I was watching my video back, I was like, nigga, you ain't even writing this shit down for them, bro. So these are 3 ways you can structure your video. So you got step-by-step, you got lists, and you got stories. Now, the most common one, take a random guess. It's going to be lists. It's going to be lists. Maybe even steps, but it's most likely lists. Like Ali Abdal, I think he abuses this, but it doesn't get boring because it's just the way we like to... It's an easy way for humans to understand how they're going to process information. If you clicked on a video and someone told you they're going to show you how to do this, but they never said how many steps it's going to take or how many things that you need to know, they're just going to blurt information at you. You're going to be like, I don't even know what I'm going to get from this. I don't know if it's going to be valuable, if it's going to be worth my time. You're S'ing out. But if someone said, yo, I'm going to give you 5 ways you can make money in 2025, you're going to be like, okay, 5 ways. You'll know that, if they're on point number 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. Whereas if someone said, I'm going to show you how you can make money online, you're going to be like, you're going to show me multiple ways? You're going to show me one? Does this actually work? Stuff like that. A step-by-step is more like how to achieve a desired result, how to bake a cake, how to kick a football. And the thing with step-by-steps is you can't miss a step or else you don't get a result. I can't miss out step 6 and 7 in baking a cake and expect my cake to taste nice. I can't miss out step 2 and 3 in kicking a football and expect my shot to be perfect. Then you got number 3, stories. It's just you telling a story, bro. Everyone should have a My Story video on their page, if I'm real. Like, just tell people who you are, where you started from, the struggles, your obstacles, where you are now. And you can update that every year, every few months, every time something significant happens. Now, your intro ties into your video structure, because once you repeat your title and you tell them how you're going to present the information, that's essentially your video structure. So you're going to either tell them, I'm going to give you a step-by-step guide on how you can achieve X. Why you should listen to me? Because I've helped hundreds of clients do this exact same thing. Or you can be like, I'm going to give you 5 ways how you can do this. 5 ways how you can kick a football like Ronaldo. And the reason I know this is because I helped Ronaldo train one-on-one for a whole year while he was out in Saudi. I was going to say Dubai. That's crazy. Ronaldo in Dubai playing football. I swear, what's his name? Quincy Promise is in Dubai. That guy is living multiple lives, bro. In FIFA, he used to be deadly as well. Oh my days. Promise. What a baller. And then stories, you probably just start and get into the story, right? You'll probably just tell them you're telling a story, and then you'll be like 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 2 years ago, whatever, and you just tell the story. I'm not going to get into storytelling in this video. But then the last thing that you want to focus on, in fact, there's actually a fourth one, as I said before. The last thing that you want to focus on when it comes to average view duration, I'm not even sure if I'm spelling this right. Oh dear. It's credibility. You're going to need to be credible. If you're teaching something, you want some sort of credibility. Typically, yourself, like proof that you've done it yourself, is going to be the most credible thing. Other than that, it's going to be clients. If you have no testimonials, no clients, and no proof that you've done it yourself, what the hell are you doing? But you can also just use statistics. Like if I was trying to convince business owners why YouTube is the best place to grow, and I've never helped any business owners before, and I've got no proof or concept, I'm going to go onto Google and help Google or ChatGPT bring me some stats on why YouTube's the best. YouTube's the best. YouTube's the second largest search engine. People come on YouTube to solve their problems. YouTube's evergreen, so your video's gonna have a lot more longevity. So you won't have to keep constantly repeating the same videos to keep dragging in clients every single month. But once you have credibility, video structure, and a good solid intro, which video structure and credibility kind of ties into, your average view duration should boost. One thing you'll see in your YouTube studio is if you look closely at your average view duration, you'll see how many people make it past the 30-second mark. If you can increase that every single time, you'll be good to go. But a lot of people drop off there. I know a good percentage to have is around 70, I'm pretty sure. But your chart, let me show you what your chart should look like real quick. You know, this whiteboard's kind of fucked. It's like, it's got a dent in it. Your chart should look something like this. Imagine this is your X and your Y axis. That looks like another X. Allow it. So it starts from here. This being like 100, that being 0, and that being the end of your video. Let's say it's 20 minutes or something. Your video a good video should look something like this, where it starts off at 100. Yeah, some people drop off. Let's say this is 70, but the people that stay till 70, they like the intro and they like everything, and they pretty much stay. Some people might skip ahead and then they stay to the end. I'll go into another video on how your average view duration chart should look and what each one means. But a common problem that I see is sometimes you might have a great view duration. It looks like this. A lot of people stay and actually watch the video. Some people's view duration, they get to the end and it just plummets. That can fuck up your video. You could have had a fucking sick video, but people just, like, there's a massive drop off at the end. And that's probably because you're sitting there saying, thank you guys for watching my video. Thank you so much. You know, I appreciate every single one of you watching my video. This is the end. This is the end of the video. Thank you guys for being here. But anytime someone sees that the video is going to end, bro, they're gone. They've got so many options on the sidelines. They probably already know what they're going to watch next. And they don't mean it intentionally. There might be like 10, 15 seconds left, but there's nothing more for them to get from the video. So they're going to click on the next one, or they're going to close the app. Long story short, just end your video. Don't talk about how you're going to end your video, bro. But yeah, that's what your chart should look like. But I also have one more secret average view duration trick, which you can use. This is the secret, bro. This is the secret. Your average view duration and click-through rate are linked. And this, I can't remember if this came as a surprise, but YouTube actually revealed this a while ago. They released A/B A/B test, thumbnail testing or whatever, and everyone was like, yeah, we're gonna see which thumbnail's the best. But one part of the test that people didn't expect was the winner of your test is determined by the people that click on it, that gets the most clicks, but also are those people staying for longer on average than the other ones. So YouTube will be like, okay, thumbnail A got more clicks, but thumbnail B, people stayed on the video for longer. So it was a more accurate representation of what the video is going to be about. This stopped clickbaiting, and YouTube valued that more than if people just clicked on your video. So the average view duration secret is making your thumbnail and your title accurate as possible to what your video is going to entail. This is to stop clickbaiting. Now, I'm not saying don't be clickbaity at all, because that's just driving curiosity and making people want to click. If there's one thing that you can do, is make sure that when someone sees your video, sees like your thumbnail and title, make them have this feeling of, shit, I need to watch this video now, or else I'm missing out. I need to know what happens inside this video, or what this person is going to say. You need that feeling, but don't go over the top to where they click on it and you under deliver. Like if you under deliver in your value or under deliver in whatever, they're not going to stay as long, which means your click-through rate might be high, but your average view duration is going to be low, regardless if the information is good. Like your information might be good, but because you like your thumbnail and title was a misrepresentation of what's actually going to be in the video, the average view duration is going to be low. And you'll probably see that in the massive drop off at the first 30-second mark, which I spoke about. But that's the average view duration secret. By the way, guys, if you are an online business owner looking to grow, double their business revenue using YouTube, there's going to be a link in the description to work with me one-on-one. I've helped people like Nero Knowledge do the exact same thing. I've helped Gavin do the exact same thing, where they were able to double their business revenue in just 45 days. In fact, Nero was 30 days and I think Gavin was 30 days, about 4 weeks. So hit the link in the description and I'll show you more information. So with that being said, that's how you destroy the YouTube algorithm in 2025. Peace.